So the other day I posted just a little video short where from one of my messages where I said, I stand for God because someday I will stand before God. And I got a comment from that. A fellow writes back and he says, sheeple must kneel. And I don't know what he means by that. I don't know if he was complimenting because I said standing for instead of kneeling before. Someone else had commented and said, I'm not going to stand before God. I can't stand before God. I'm only going to fall down on my knees before God. But the Bible does tell us that we will stand before God and give an account one day. So anyway, the idea of the sheeple thing came in. I don't know what the fella means. I just did a little look. And the first time I ever heard that term was, 10 years ago or so from Michael Savage, who was a conservative talk show host, and I considered him probably one of the more volatile ones in my mind. His mouth was kind of loud. I've found most conservative talk show hosts, while I might tend to agree with their politics, I found them to be distasteful men, to a man, every one of them. Found to be people I didn't want to listen to, and I didn't feel like they were helpful. But that term sheeple, the first time I ever heard it was Michael Savage. I looked up a little bit today. The first time it was used actually was by a news columnist back in 1945. It was talking about people who are docile and give in to their government. But I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me. We are sheep. Sheep of his pasture. Christians are sheep of his pasture. And actually, the conservative use of the word sheeple is meant to belittle Christians being sheep-like or people being sheep-like. And I think it highlights the fact that conservatism and Christianity are not necessarily compatible. Oftentimes we consider them to be almost one and the same. To be Christian means to be conservative. To be conservative almost means Christian, but that is not necessarily the case. And while our biblical principles might cause us to lean toward conservatism, we've got to be very careful about following after kind of mindlessly taking in what the conservative talk show programs and the conservative commentators say, because they are not necessarily Christian. And in fact, I would say that they are demeaning to Christianity in a good number of cases.